In this video, we're headed to the fall Pigeon Forge Rod Run where thousands of cars fill the streets of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I actually didn't even make it to the official car show, which goes on from Thursday through Saturday, but my favorite thing is the stuff on the street. That's what we're going to focus on here today. The first thing that got our attention once we got into town was this C-cab delivery truck, and look at this engine setup. Small block Chevy with a B&M mega blower, 2 4-barrel carburetors. And our favorite part of this was the light blue paint, Hot Wheels logos on the back. It's a really cool pro street style car, and that's kind of what Pigeon Forge is known for. I grew up in the 80s and 90s seeing pro street cars all over the streets of Pigeon Forge, and it's cool to see some of these old cars still out there today. Rat rods are also very popular in Pigeon Forge. This one's not quite so ratty, but it's got some rat rod details. Notice it's got Cadillac taillights poking out. You got a little bit of ratty stuff on the inside, but check this out. Big block Chevy, bread box intake, 2 4-barrels, zoomy headers. It's got big and little white walls, and a really cool stance that got my attention. Here's a couple more pro street cars. This time we got a 66 and a 67 Chevy Nova. These cars always look good with a big tire up under the back. This one's got a deep brown metallic paint job, custom leather interior, and then under the hood we've got an LS motor. You can see it's got some custom sheet metal work there to cover up the engine. And then next is a bright orange 67 Nova. This one's got a big block Chevy with aluminum heads. It has a little more of a race-ready setup. You can see it's got a roll bar in there, big tires, side exit exhaust. This is a real cool combination. There's always plenty of gassers on the strip in Pigeon Forge, and this is a great example. Rough and ready 55 Chevy, big block, tunnel ram, 2 4s, and a Hilborn-style scoop. This thing looks like it's ready for a Saturday night street race. Slicks on the back, skinnies on the front, red, white, and blue helmet in the back window. This is a cool one. Now, if you saw my video from the Triple Crown of Rodding, you probably saw this Ford gasser. I'm going to give you another good look at it here because I can't get enough of this car. This thing's got a slick paint job, really cool lettering. The tilt forward front end is always cool. It's got some great 5-spoke wheels on it. The stance is right on the money. And the real wow factor here is the MEL engine. This 430 cubic inch Lincoln-based engine. You can see it's got a custom 2.4 intake, finned aluminum valve covers, custom headers. I mean, it's got a lot of parts and pieces that make this thing truly unique. On the inside, it's super clean. You can see where they've recessed the firewall and the transmission tunnel. This thing has a tremendous amount of work to achieve this gasser status, and I love the overall look of it. And here's another Pro Street Nova, this time with a candy apple red paint job, and we got a killer small block setup. This thing has a polished BDS blower on it, and you can see those hard plumbed lines. This thing also has nitrous oxide on it. It's got 2 big brawler carburetors on it, velocity stacks with filters. I mean, it's got a really tall looking setup, and you'll see on this thing it doesn't have a huge tire under the back, but it does have bead locks. It's got a sheet metal wing, the air dam on the front of it. I mean, this thing looks like it's a pro street car, but I would imagine it's pretty quick on the drag strip. Without a doubt, Pigeon Forge is heavy on Chevrolet muscle cars, but check out this 68 Plymouth Barracuda. First thing I noticed was the parachute sticking out of the back, giant tires with bead locks, and then check out the interior. We've got a roll cage in there, some modern racing bucket seats, but this is the real wow factor of this car. This thing has a Ray Barton 426 based Hemi engine. It is obviously a killer setup. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the real flames, the real fire, or whatever you want to call it, on the sides of this thing, but it is a slick car. No doubt about it. Somebody poured a lot of time and effort into making this thing straight, making it slick, and giving it the real wow factor with that super stock hood scoop, Hemi engine under there, and a great stance to go with it. Speaking of stance, look at this 32 Ford 3-window coupe. This thing has the perfect hot rod stance, and that's partially because of these giant ProTrack bias-ply tires on the back. They're wrapped around some ET wheels. Gives this 32 Ford the perfect look. I always have my eyes peeled for Henry J's, and this one obviously jumped out and got my attention. The bright paint job, the blower with the shotgun scoop. I mean, this thing is too cool. You can see on the inside a bright green roll cage, 59 Impala dash, which is unusual in one of these cars. But check out the stance. This thing is down in the weeds in the front. It's got a big old tire tucked under the back of it. This is a cool Henry J that brings back some great Rod Run memories. Now, I love a good survivor from the muscle car era, and this second generation Camaro appears to be an unmolested original paint car. It's still got the dealership emblem on the back. It says Bill White Company in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's still got the stripes. It's still got the bright yellow paint. I mean, this thing looks to be all original. The engine is all there. It looks to be original and complete. And then when we look on the inside, no rips, no major problems in here at all. This is a true survivor. Here's another bright yellow Camaro, this time a 69 with black hockey stick stripes. I noticed that maybe it had been clear coated over some wear and tear, but this thing has a cool look. It's got Krager SS wheels on it, black vinyl top, and then under the hood is a super clean small block Chevy. This thing has aluminum heads, headers, but it has a factory type air cleaner on it, a really good looking combination of parts. Here's another cool survivor muscle car, this time a 1970 Chevelle Super Sport. You can see the paint on this thing's a little bit worn, but under the hood looks pretty fresh. Big block Chevy, fin aluminum valve covers, and then of course I love the black steel wheels and dog dish caps, and those red lines are the perfect finishing touch. Now, I've seen this car before, but I didn't really know the details behind the engine, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. This is a 38 American Bantam, and this has obviously been cut up into a hot rod, but the really interesting part of this thing is the engine combination. Now, this is a Mercruiser 181 cubic inch four-cylinder. It has a small block Chevy head with 202 intake valves. It has a pretty wild rotating assembly, and it's running a set of big block Chevy aluminum rods. It's a pretty exotic combination, and that's because this was in an NHRA class car. This engine actually ran from 68 to 75, and it made 400 horsepower running 1080s at 125 in a completely different car. It's definitely a wild mixture of parts and pieces, but that engine's a really historic piece and always makes people scratch their head when they see a small block Chevy cylinder head on top of a four-cylinder engine. Alright, I know this is out of place for the Hot Rod Hoarder YouTube channel, but this just shows you the diversity of the Pigeon Forge Rod Run. You've got street rods and hot rods and pro street cars and muscle cars, and then you have a full-on crazy Lamborghini road race car. This thing is sitting on slicks. It's got a huge aero package, Lexan windows. I mean, this thing is full race car. On the other side of the race car spectrum, you have this 1933 Rio Flying Cloud. This is a four-door sedan that's been completely gutted and turned into a crazy drag car hot rod. Then up here we got a 6-liter LS engine with two giant turbos feeding into a Holley high ram intake manifold. This thing is a crazy combination. It weighs 2,600 pounds. It's street legal, and I'm sure it's dangerously fast. Now, this is what I felt like was the best deal on the strip in Pigeon Forge. This is a 68 Corvette convertible with a hardtop. It's a big block 4-speed car. It appears to be something you could get in and drive. It doesn't appear to need a whole lot anyways, but it's just an old custom build. You can see it's got a 70s look. Side pipes, back tires sticking out. It's got a Mako Shark style front end. You can see the headlights are molded in. It's got that pointy nose. And then check out this old lettering and artwork here with the rat fink, killer rat. And the price on this thing was really fair at $17,500. I think you can make money on this car, or at least have a lot of fun. Alright, here's another wild Pigeon Forge combination. This is a 68 Chevy van. This thing has some custom bodywork on it, centerline wheels, big old tires under the back. And when we get to the inside, check this out. Big block Chevy, tunnel ram, two 4-barrel carburetors, big old air cleaner, a roll cage tying into the back part of the frame rails. This thing is just too cool. Wheelie bars, parachute, zoomy headers. The only thing I wish is that I could have seen this thing cruising down the strip. This must have been the year of the Nova, because I saw a bunch of these cars up here. This time it's a 67 Nova, slick, black, rally wheels, red line tires, and it's riding on the back of a really cool 50s Chevy ramp truck. Old trucks are definitely hot in Pigeon Forge, and this old Chevy pickup was pretty cool. It's orange with some cool wear and tear on the paint, but under the hood is what got my attention. It's got an LS engine, Powerdyne centrifugal supercharger. This thing probably makes plenty of horsepower. I'm assuming it's on air ride and you can pump it up and hit the road. The front of the Holiday Inn in Pigeon Forge is always full of really nice muscle cars. Almost all Chevrolet stuff, and this is another good example right here. This little Chevy too was clean and slick. You can see it's got some Krager SS wheels. The only modern thing I'm seeing here are some modern bucket seats. Under the hood, we got a blown small block, 2 Edelbrock 4 barrels, fender well headers, and this thing actually has a straight axle under the front with skinny Kragers and little Firestones. Just a really cool looking street gasser. Here's another gasser, this time a 60s Studebaker 4-door sedan. You can see U.S. Commander lettered on the doors. And then up under the hood here, we've got a small block Chevy with a tunnel ram and 2 4s. Pretty much your tried and true gasser combination there. Red centered wheels and those M&H slicks poke out of the fender wells just right. Here's another Studebaker and another 90s combination. This is a 1960 Studebaker Lark, and this thing is a killer pro street car. It's sitting right on the ground with some huge Mickey Thompson tires under the back. You've got tweed interior with purple accents, the teal paint on the outside with purple striping. I mean, this thing is like a 1990s time capsule, and the stance is right on the money. Now, I shot these for Sleeper Dude. First, we got a Ford Pinto with a tunnel ram and 2 4s poking out of the hood, and then a super slick 87 or 88 Ford Thunderbird Turbo Coupe. You see it's still got that Turbo Coupe engine in there and some 93 Cobra wheels. A great looking combination. Now, I often wonder where all the T-buckets went because there were thousands of these things on the street, and here is a perfect example of a 70s style T-bucket. Look at the interior in this thing. Gold with diamond stitching and buttons. This thing is just exactly what you'd see back in the day at car shows. It's got a chrome-plated rear end. It has a chrome-plated front end. Small block Chevy with a single 4 tunnel ram with this wild-looking carburetor setup. As we back up, we can see it's got coil springs front and back, chrome headers, a flame job, Krager SS wheels, some big old white letter tires on the back. And this thing was for sale, like many of the cars on the strip, $12,000 or best offer. One of my favorite cars was this 1939 Pontiac Coupe, and this thing is a true survivor from the 60s. This car got my attention because of the flaky blue paint, but as I started looking, I started seeing some serious old school details, and let's go through some of that now. So you can see this car has a little bit of a gasser stance, and it's not real crazy, it's not way up in the air, but you can see underneath it does have some suspension modifications to give it that stance. Up front, it's got a Ford-style I-beam axle with a transverse leaf spring. You can see that there's some old chrome and painted details here. And then out back is where it gets really extravagant. It's got a 57 Pontiac-style rear end, and you can see the entire rear end housing has been chrome-plated. This thing has custom ladder bars, which are also chrome-plated. You can see it's got covers over the leaf springs. It's got some old coilover style shocks on the back. I mean, this thing's got all sorts of high-end details considering the era it was built. And then as we back up, we can see the outward appearance of this thing. It's got a real cool look. You can see the tire and wheel combination is cool. It's actually got a set of really rare wheels. These are Dragmaster slotted mags, and notice it has 6 slots instead of the normal 5. These things are getting really hard to find, and this one's got a real nice set of them on it. It's got 14s on the front and 15s on the back. Pie crust slicks on the back. It's got a great looking stance, great looking tire and wheel combo. Inside you can see a very nicely preserved interior. It's diamond stitched with stainless steel buttons, lots of them on the seats, the door panels, everything's got black with buttons. Then you can see a wood grain dash with a custom gauge panel that's filled with Stuart Warner green line gauges. You got a wood grain 3-bar steering wheel, a tack up on the dash. I mean, the interior in this car is flawless. And then under the hood, we've got an Oldsmobile V8. This is a 58 through 64 engine platform, and it's either a 371 or a 394. I'm not sure which without looking at some numbers. But it's got an Edelbrock 2.4 intake on it. It's got some Edelbrock fin aluminum valve covers, and then you can see it's got some homemade headers that go over the frame rail and into the fender wells. This thing has got so many cool homebrew parts on it. Now, this thing was for sale. It was out here on the street with all the other cars that get traded around on. This thing was priced at $19,500, and I feel like that's an excellent deal on a true survivor. No rust, lots of cool history. You can see that faded paint, some of the old paint details, and even some lettering on the back that says Blue Cloud by George. It's a great piece, and I thought it was priced fairly, But when you're looking at a bunch of bright red 69 Camaros, this old gasser probably didn't get a lot of attention from the trader group, but it got a lot of attention from me, and I'm sure you guys like it too. Without a doubt, my favorite part of going to the Pigeon Forge Rod Run is the cruising that happens when the sun goes down. Now, there's plenty of cars that cruise around during the daytime, but when it gets nighttime, you get to see some cool stuff. And even though it's not quite the way it used to be back when I was a kid, I wanted my kids to experience seeing some of these crazy things pass while we're sitting in a lawn chair on the side of the road. So I hope you guys enjoy watching some of these crazy things. Don't mind my kids laughing in the background. They were having the time of their lives. We had a great weekend in Pigeon Forge.